Hello and welcome to Get Into Games on Air, a podcast about board games and the people who play them. My name, as always, is Craig, and joining me is some peanut butter and jelly munch. But other than that, it's Becky.
Hello.
Hello.
You okay?
I'm fine.
It's a bit chilly.
It's cold. There's been an inch of snow. Not even an inch, actually.
Wow.
Half an inch, if that,
And
of
it's
snow.
like sheet ice.
And a smattering of ice. So the UK is on lockdown. We can't set foot outside without slippering.
Slippering.
The government don't have enough money to do any grittering. So we slide around the roads on our inch of snow, half inch of snow and ice
2 centimetres.
to our demise. Yeah. So, hello. Welcome back to the channel. This isn't a channel. Welcome back to the show. I hope you're all doing well. I'll wait for you to respond.
Wow, you could be waiting days.
Probably. This is episode 63, Accessible Board Gaming. Something like that. That's a nice title, isn't it?
Yeah.
Board games are fun for everyone, aren't they?
They are.
And in this episode, we're going to be talking about how they can be fun, whether you're playing with non-gamers, whether you're playing party games, whether you're playing with the olds, whether you're playing with the relatives, whether you're playing with children, whether you're playing with seasoned professional gamers, and how some games are seemingly complex until someone teaches you the way, or someone can get into the theme so you can really enjoy board games.
The PJ effect.
The PJ effect is running rampant. So we're going to have a discussion about that, and we're also going to have our first ever board game MOT. Ooh. Sounded more epic than it was.
So, what are you drinking, Craig?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. I'm having a delightful cup of Undying Underground from Lucky Leaf Teas. It is a lovely loose tea we got.
Black tea.
We got this at UK Games Expo.
We did.
From Lucky Leaf Teas, which was a fantastic little stall. This tea has black tea. It says pu'er. I don't know what that is. Cocoa beans, green coffee beans, ground coffee, chamomile, and natural flavours. Organic compliment.
It's a very smoky tea.
It is. It's like a lap song.
Song.
But yeah,
It's very nice.
It's lovely.
Ariane, the founder of Lucky Leaf Teas,
Yes.
is lovely to speak to. And if you're looking to buy tea but you're not sure which ones to buy, you can find them on Instagram, and I'm sure they will point you in the right direction. So
It is delicious. Cheers, world.
So we've got
There,
that
I've
on
just
the
hit
go.
the mic with
We've
that.
got some, as you said, peanut butter and jelly munch from M&S.
Oh yes, peanut butter
Other
and jelly
brands
munch.
are available.
If you don't know what the peanut butter and jelly munch is, it's basically a big tin, and it's got pretzels and like honeycomb bites and some jellies and some Smarties and some white chocolate crisp things, and
There's caramel peanut.
there's peanut butter cups. There's all sorts of good stuff inside that tin. Yeah, I don't know what's happening there, but that's what's happening on the podcast. We're drinking tea, having peanut butter and jelly munch, and just having a chat.
Well, while you're having your cup of tea, would you like to play a game?
I would love to play a game.
Okay. So this game, you have to guess the game.
But this is the game we always play.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
trying
yeah,
to explain
but-
to me
well,
what the
what
game is.
What if someone had just tuned into this episode?
Hello.
I'm going to give you 5
I
clue
feel-
words,
Yes, you're going to give me 5 words.
and you're going to have to guess what the game is.
Yeah.
Okay. Cards.
Oh, cards. Now, this is a challenge. This is the first time you've ever mentioned cards as the first clue. Stomp the plank.
No. Order.
Sorry?
Order.
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 The cards are in a specific order.
Mm.
That would be Star Wars Unlimited Intro Battle Hoth.
No, that's very specific. I
Okay,
feel
then.
like I wouldn't be.
Lorcana Gateway Intro Battle Lorcana.
No.
The Pokemon Battle Academy
you've had
Intro
your guess.
Battle Academy.
You've had your guess. That's
Okay.
it. No more guesses.
I'm sorry. No more guesses.
Hidden.
Hidden. Ooh. Hidden, like hidden movement. Like hidden. You have cards that they're hidden, and then you play the card and you go, ha-ta-ta-ta! Libertalia.
No, I'm doing better than last week, though, because you got it
Yeah.
straight away.
Well, there's 3, so that could be Libertalia or Valbara.
No.
Or the
None of
Nugget
those.
Gold game
No.
that's new, that's not out yet.
No. Move.
Move. Ha ha ha!
Move.
Move.
Ooh.
Cards hidden. Order move. Battle of Hoth.
No.
No, not the intro one, the other one.
No.
Because you have cards,
No.
they're hidden,
No.
you move,
No.
and you do a big Battle of Hoth.
No.
A big Star War.
No.
Rebellion.
The next word, last word.
Mm.
I don't think you're going to get it.
No, probably not.
Steal.
Steal. Ha-ta-ta. Steal.
Steal.
What do you steal from people? Seems
Shall I give
rude.
you a clue what you steal?
What do you steal?
Well, you have a guess, and then I'll give you a clue what you steal.
Okay, I think it is
Wow.
Hit the Silk.
No. You have to tell the listeners what you just did there.
I did a big yawn.
You just literally inhaled the air around you, sucked it in, and
Yeah.
then waited, and then said what you were going to say.
That's it.
What did you say?
Hit the Silk.
You steal money bags.
Moneybags. Colt Express.
Colt Express.
Colt Express.
So the words were cards,
Cards,
order, because there's an order to the
there
way
is
the
an
cards
order.
play. Some of the cards are hidden.
Some of them
You
are.
move along the train.
We do.
And you steal the goods.
Steal
I
money
suppose I
bags.
should have put train in there. But
Choo-choo, Thomas. Train would have been the good one at the end.
anyway, if you're looking for Colt Express, then I think I've got the perfect place where you should go.
Ah, yes. To the train station.
No.
Hold on, I've got this. Not to the train station. If you're looking for Colt Express, you should go to Aldi. No. Okay, if you're looking for Colt Express...
Can I just...
Yeah.
Board game nights are only...
Oh, yeah, board game nights are.
Board game nights are only as good as the games you bring to the table, and that's why I always start at boardgamist.com. It's a shop built by people who genuinely love the hobby, the kind of place where every title feels hand-picked, not just stock. Whether you're hunting for the newest hotness, a family favourite, or that one expansion nobody else seems to carry, they make it easy. Fast shipping, careful packaging, and a selection that actually respects your shelf space. If you want your next game night to hit that perfect stride, head to boardgamist.com and find something worth playing.
That sounded like an ad read.
No.
No?
Yeah.
So if you use the code Get Into Games, you won't get 5% off on that website.
Yeah, you might.
You might get 5% off on that website if you use code Get Into Games.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's good, right?
so boardgamist.com.
Yeah.
Use the code on checkout, Get Into Games, and you'll get 5% off your money.
Yeah.
Your money on your purchase. That's like something like an advertisement.
And if you wanted Colt Express, you could get it there, probably.
Probably. I 100% agree. Think so. Yeah.
Anyway,
And
Dan is lovely, so you should definitely shop there.
that's true. And there's a 10th, and it's the 10th anniversary, like Colt Express, the big box thing that you can get. That's nice. And they're doing a new version, aren't they? Tabletop Tycoon are doing it with proper minis and like Everdell pimping it up. Yeah, it looks nice. It does look nice, but that's not going to be available at Board Gamers because it's not out yet. But the other version will be.
Get it in when it
There'll be
comes.
loads of stuff. And if you don't want Colt Express, buy yourself Galactic Cruise or Old King's Crown or something like that.
Okay, so why are we here today, Craig?
Well, because it's a podcast and we do this every week.
Yeah, but what are we talking about?
Oh, right. We're going to talk about accessibility in games. Not necessarily accessibility as such. That made sense, didn't it? Not as in how accessible colourblind friendly a board game is, but how accessible a game is to games night. So depending on who you're playing, because basically we had this discussion, didn't we? We had my mother up for Christmas.
We did.
And she's old.
Rude.
Correct.
No, you're rude.
And like she's not always au fait with games, and makes
I
cooperative
think if you
games
don't
competitive.
play many games,
Yeah.
you worry about getting things wrong in games.
Yeah. And we thought we'd talk about some of the games that we found that really work well in a kind of to introduce people into the games and make an accessible games night for that reason. So things like one of the games we started with was Catan.
Yeah. Yeah.
We played that with mother and our daughter.
Yeah.
Who is now a Catan assassin.
Yeah.
I've taught her everything I know, and now
she literally says the things like, "Don't swap with Daddy."
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't give him any of those resources.
Yeah,
he'll only go and build something.
She knows the way, and now that's that. Catan is not as you've heard on this podcast before. Maybe I have tempered my opinion of Catan. Maybe I'm not as negative as I once was about Catan.
I think Catan on BGA is boring.
Yes, but a lot of games on BGA can be boring.
I think that is definitely one that does not translate well on the online medium, because the whole joy of that game is the interaction between the different players.
Yes.
So I definitely think it's one that's better in person.
Yeah.
But it's not one that I would choose to ever play with you normally. I don't know. I think it was the perfect game to introduce to your mum, because it's essentially each time you have a turn, the same steps you go through. You roll the dice, you get some resources, you put the cards together that you've got to build something. So
build if you can, trade if you can. That's it.
In that way, I feel it's quite accessible to everybody, even new people, because by the time it's been round a few times, you can't fail to grasp what's going on and what you're supposed to do. Even if you haven't got a great strategy for doing so, you'll get there. You can get what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's got an end point. You're racing to 10 points. There are ways to get there.
So it's not going to last forever like Monopoly.
Yeah, exactly. So there is an end point. It is the perfect step up from a Monopoly, because it just removes the boredom.
It's way more fun than Monopoly.
It is more fun than Monopoly, but that's not difficult. Although, talking about accessibility in board games, I mean, I suppose Monopoly is one of those ones that's like, well, if you like Monopoly, fine, I guess. But
not that accessible for people who you have to have like some maths skills in Monopoly, and
I think
it's not as easy for people to get involved in.
And so I was listening to an episode of the Meeple to Meeple podcast, and they had PJ had Mr. Catan on, not Mr. Catan, obviously, but the current Mr. Catan, and Mr. Catan, Dave Catan.
Is it the current winner of Catan, or the current person who
the CEO, Catan? The big boss?
The CEO,
current big boss. Well,
his name isn't Mr. Catan, is it?
No, it's Sir Catan.
Okay, so that's just code for you've forgotten his name.
Yeah. So Mr. Catan was on, and how he said that he wanted, when someone says they're playing, I'm playing board games, and then someone says, oh, do you mean like Catan, rather than do you mean like Monopoly? So that's what they're hoping with Catan, and it's big business. It is a good entry point for a lot of people. It's a good entry point for younger gamers as well, I think, because it's not too strenuous. When you get the idea, like you said, you've got it, and it's not.
I think there's quite a lot of player interaction as well.
Yeah,
I would say so. There are games where you play and you're doing your own thing on your board, and for people who are new to board games, that could be quite isolating, because you're literally in charge of your own thing and you don't really interact with anybody else.
Yes.
So that can be quite a lonely experience then. Like, we might be all having a lovely time because we know how to play the game and we're like, oh yeah, I've done this, that and the other. But that person will be sitting there thinking, what's going on? I'm just in my own little world, not really got any understanding. The game is happening around me. Whereas you're really like all involved.
Yeah.
And because you have to swap resources, it means that everybody's like needed in that scenario. So I think in that way, it sort of brings people together. Obviously, it can cause arguments as well.
Yep.
If people won't give you the things that you need.
Yeah, I think it can be. So it's one of those ones that I can see people being locked out of the game.
But there are always ways you can get the resources if people won't give them to you.
Yes, but by spending a fortune to do. But you're never going to win like that.
You can negate that.
you're going to get basically blocked out of the game, which can happen depending on who you play
but
with.
You equally can't spend the whole game like not trading with people.
Yeah, but if there's three people to trade with, and as long as you can trade with two of them or one of them, then you don't need to trade.
Yeah, but we found some people didn't have resources that we needed, so you had to trade with the other people.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that bad for take that kind of shutting people out.
No,
not as bad as some other games.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway, your mum quite enjoyed it.
She did. Yeah, she got on really well with it as well, which was yeah, I think I was pleasantly surprised that how well she got on with it, to be fair.
Yeah. I think another game that I think is really I don't know whether we should be using the word accessible.
No, because accessible kind of
I don't know what the word is.
Gateway. Entry point.
Well, so Tricky Landing by Half No More is new, isn't it?
Yes.
And I think some people, especially people new to board games, might not be au fait with trick-taking games. And sometimes we've played trick-taking games where I'm like, well, how do I win the trick? Because you keep playing these silly cards. But I think that's quite open to all gamers. And, unless you happen to be really good at throwing cards onto a tiny target.
Yes.
Which I don't think many people are like experts in that. It is quite a level playing field.
Yeah.
That was quite enjoyable.
Yeah, Tricky Landing was a lot of fun. From the leveling of the playing field, like you said, I think there was an aspect of you don't really need to worry about following suits as such because you can create your own trick. So it takes away some of that learning of what trick taking is. Trick taking is an old mechanic. It's an old thing. Loads of games have had it before the modern hobby. It's not a new thing, but I think under the guise of this is a trick taking game, I think sometimes people
can be a bit.
It's calling it these au fait words and.
But I think also what's great about Tricky Landing is that you all play it, and then depending on where the cards land, you can always have, like, the person who's more experienced with board games tell the others who scored what and where to put their cards, which I think is always good with a newbie player who doesn't play many board games, because I think sometimes the overheads of, like, what do I do with this card now? And like, whereas you can say, right, that's minus points. You sort of run the game, but everybody plays.
Yeah, definitely.
I think sometimes that's easier, isn't it?
I think, and obviously Uno is hugely popular, Monopoly Deal, that kind of thing. I think Flip 7 will now be a kind of a go-to staple as well.
Yeah.
We didn't play it. We had played it with her previously. It's just pretty straightforward, isn't it? It's flip a card and do a thing. It's always a nice, like...
I think we're always looking, when you're introducing people to games, especially like, sometimes I might be introducing to colleagues or friends who don't play games or family. You want them to have a good experience, but you don't want like it to be too heavy.
Yeah, but you also want, like, from the selfish point of view, you want something to scratch the itch for yourself. Like, okay, we could play a really simple game that is easy for everyone to play, but will it scratch the itch for me personally? It's like a game like Forks, which is the perfect A
You
perfect
might have a
entry
love
game.
relationship with that game.
I think Forks is possibly the greatest game of all time. The greatest card game of all time.
Oh no,
No, it's not. That's Alpaca.
But Flip 7 said
Flip 7 said it's the greatest card game of all time. So that's very true. That is the one. But yeah, Forks is you're basically playing with the markets. I've spoken about this on this podcast enough times. I think every podcast episode I'll mention Forks because it's actually brilliant.
He loves it.
It's just every game is so satisfying, and then you get it to the table, you play it, and it's so quick. It's like literally a 15-minute game. And then people are like, yeah, let's play again. Let's go again. Like, it's very good. It's very addictive. It's a joy. I just love it. Love it.
A new one that came to us, I think, just before Christmas. But again, talking about kind of opening up games to people who don't play games that much. I was thinking of something like Play It Again by Party Snail Games.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't know because I've never played Rapido, but it seems to be something similar like that.
It's Pictionary with plasticine.
Yeah.
Play-Doh.
You get Play-Doh, tubs of Play-Doh, you have to make things. You've got cards. One person is the guesser, has to guess what the other people are making. It's interesting in that you try to make it as fast as you can, but you then say sort of stop, and everybody else has to stop making theirs, and then you see whether the person can guess yours, and if they can't, then you're like frozen out of the round. We played it with the kids just on the normal version, but then who did we play it with?
Neurodicey.
Yeah. And then on New Year's Eve, we played it with the like challenge cards. So it's like sculpt it with one finger, or
close your eyes, or
close your eyes. Half the pot of Play-Doh, share it between three of you, make it as quickly as possible. And I think that just adds an extra level of spiciness. But essentially the game is the same. But I think where we were going with the podcast originally when we were talking about it is talking about the fact that there are games for different occasions.
Yes.
So, we wouldn't necessarily on a normal weekday night choose to sit there playing Play It Again.
Yeah.
Between the two of us. Obviously you can't play it 2-player, but those kind of games, even Flip 7, things like that, we wouldn't choose to play that with each other. But then you get those kind of party occasions or occasions where you're introducing people to game, and they sort of come into their own and like really shine then, don't they? And I think that's what's so great about having a great selection of games.
Yes.
Because you can almost hand pick games that suit certain people.
Yeah.
There are certain games I would play with some people, and there are certain games that I would be like, no, we're not playing that game because that will totally be the wrong game to play. So I think these little kind of party games that gamers might sort of cast aside because they're not heavy enough, they're not crunchy enough. Actually, sometimes that is the perfect game.
Yeah. So a perfect example of that is I was lucky enough to be invited to the Asmodee Christmas party in London, and it was all gamers from the Instagram community and YouTube communities and that kind of thing, and family content creators, lots of different content creators. And they had a rooftop terrace bar, which was all very swanky and very nice, but laid out on the tables were lots of different board games. So they had the Fate the Fellowship, Lord of the Rings, Pandemic system game. They had The Hobbit, They're Back Again. Oh dear, it's so late and cold. They had Star Wars Unlimited, the Battle of Hoth. They had loads of different games out, but the ones that were mostly played were Dobble, Flip 7, Brick Like This. They were those quick, fun, party element games, which shows that, yes, we do love our heavier kind of mid-weight games where we can get a bit more invested in it. But there are times where you just have to have the right game, and sometimes the right game is Brick Like This because it's incredible.
And it's funny because there are some games, and I think, like Taco Cat, like I know that Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza has gotten some of my friends into board gaming.
Yes.
Right? I enjoy playing Taco Cat. But there have been occasions where I think, do I need that in my collection anymore? Like, maybe it's had its time.
Yeah.
And then we played Taco Cat with your mum, but the Christmas version. And we had such a blast. We had such a laugh. And then I think, oh no, it must stay again. So, you go through cycles, but sometimes it's just, it is just that perfect game for that perfect time. And you might never get that again. You might be like, oh no, that time has passed now. Or I feel like some of the games that we loved, we're going off topic now, but things like Flashpoint, Co Express, Pandemic, like we loved in the beginning.
Yeah.
Like we're not so...
No, but those games, I remember there was a time when King of Tokyo, and I was like, I'm so confused about the rules of this game.
Yeah.
I don't understand. And now I'm just like, you just roll the dice 3 times. You Yahtzee roll the dice. And then whatever you get, and you can buy cards, and those cards will give you special powers. Done. That's the game. But I used to be like, I can do a what? And buy a huh? And how?
But I think you ebb and flow through board games. Like, we're definitely heavier board game players than we were in the beginning.
Yeah.
But then there are still those times where you just absolutely want to have those quick party games.
Yes.
Fun, there's nobody has to think too much. Nobody has to think through the strategy. Because sometimes that isn't that fun. Yeah. Like, there are times where I want to sit and, contemplate what I'm going to do and then, combo up certain things. And there are times where I just want my brain to, give me a break. I just want to play this silly game.
Yeah.
And not worry about it.
Yeah. There are definitely times where you want to puzzle something out, work out the best combos, the best strategy, and then sometimes you do just want to sit there and go, yep, this is a game. This is what I want to play. And that's perfectly okay.
I was trying to think if there were any other games. Can't Go.
Yeah.
By Tri-Ring Games. That is very accessible to everybody. Very funny. Nobody has to take themselves too seriously.
Yeah. Super serious. Take time.
Yeah, I had that on
Take time in the mind. Take time, that kind of game. Again, it's cooperative, so it's a real leveler, and you're all going to make mistakes. So it's not really anyone's fault when you particularly lose.
Yeah. So, they're the games that we would sort of suggest for, those party kind of things. But I would be careful of, maybe people aren't, maybe it's just us. But sometimes I dismiss those smaller boxed games.
And I think you get the question, whenever you're introducing people to the hobby, and you get a lot of people like, these are 5 great gateway games, and you'll see people throwing out Flamecraft, as simple, yes, okay, for me and you and probably people listening to this, that's quite an accessible, quite a simple, straightforward gateway game. But if you give that to someone who's never played a game other than Monopoly in their life, you've broken them. I think it was Matthew Jude once said, if you're a board gamer and you find a game really, really easy and simple, for a non-gamer, that's still going to be overly complicated. Take steps back. Go even simpler than what you're thinking is simple. If you're thinking Ticket to Ride is simple, for a non-gamer, you need to be going further back than that. Ticket to Ride is not simple for a non-gamer. So the accessibility and the ease of teaching it clearly. I think teaching a game is a real skill.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, your mum did leave us and say, I think I'm ready for a bit of a more challenging game next time.
Yep. So Galactic Cruise is on the table for it.
No, but that was good to hear because actually she realised that actually she understood the games a bit
Yeah, and she
better.
could play them. Yeah,
And maybe she wanted a bit more of a chance.
yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so we're talking about all these games, but did you know
No,
you can have merch that goes with the games?
I can have merch that goes with the games, like shirts.
Like shirts.
Oh,
If you're into quality t-shirts and merch that actually feels good to wear, you've got to check out Shirts and Merch Studio.
ooh.
This isn't mass-produced generic stuff. Shirts and Merch is all about clean designs, bold ideas, and pieces that feel like they were just for you. Whether you want something funny, something stylish, or something that shows off your personality without screaming it, they've got a design that hits the mark. Every item is printed with care, the shirts are soft and durable, and the shop has that handcrafted small studio charm you just don't get from big brands. And honestly, it's a perfect place to grab a gift or treat yourself to something you'll actually want to wear more than once. So if you want to upgrade your wardrobe or support a creator-run shop making genuinely great stuff, head over to Shirts and Merch Studio on Etsy. The link is in the description. Take a look, pick your favourite design and grab something that fits your style.
That sounds very good and very comfortable. Yeah, definitely head over to Shirts and Merch. They do some of the best merchandise, most comfortable shirts that last wash after wash after wash.
Yeah. So, I mean, this podcast feels bitty, but like this episode. But so we wanted to talk then about games that either live or die by the people you play them with.
Yeah, I think you can, I think this episode is almost more about, we're changing the title every 5 seconds. It's more about like the perfect game night.
Yeah.
So there are definitely games out in the wild that we have played and experienced that sometimes I have played a game and it's been the best experience, most fun game, and thought to myself, someone else they'll love this game. We'll play it with, well, as an example, I'll play it with your sister and it'll be like, oh, this is a great game. Mm-hmm. We played it really amazing. Then we'll go off and play it with someone else. And we'll be like, those people will 100% love this game. We played it and it's gone.
It's just gone a bit flat.
One such game for that is Zoo Vardis.
Yeah.
So we played a game of Zoo Vardis, and I think it didn't help. It helped the first time, but the first time was where it went wrong. I think the first time we didn't really know the full ins and outs of the rules and exactly what you're doing.
I think, other than the one games day where we learned a new game with Always Plays Blue.
Yeah.
I would not suggest teaching or learning a new game for a games night.
No.
Like, obviously it's difficult, isn't it? Because there are some games where you need a certain player count to be able to play it.
Yes.
But you at least need to have a very good understanding of that rule set before you expect other people to play.
But
because I think that sometimes is where it goes wrong. Yeah,
I agree. I think a game like a Zoo Vardis, however, or a Hit the Silk, we'll get into that in a bit, or a Blood on the Clock, that kind of thing. But a Zoo Vardis is such a strange theme. Essentially, Zoo Vardis is a game where you're just trying to get everyone's favour to become the mascot in the zoo. You're trying to bribe and trying to talk people through, and essentially it's a game of you saying, can I win? Will you let me win? Can I go and win?
Yeah.
If I win, I let you also maybe win, but you won't win because I'm going to win. But do you want to try coming this way? You're basically moving up these paths around the zoo. It's a very tricky one to explain, but one game, and I even think, even if we knew the rules, I don't think it would have gone very well. Thinking back to it now.
Yeah. I think that sometimes we're so hung up on playing, or we're in that mode of playing strategy games where you are being competitive and you are trying to win, that sometimes when you get a game like Zoo Vardis or Moon Colony Bloodbath or some other games that we're going to talk about in a minute, sometimes it's hard to let go of that, like, I must have a strategy and I must win, mentality to just be like, oh no, this is a chill game where, you know, we're just having a bit of fun.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really matter because it's silly.
This is,
You know, Zuvardis is silly. You know, essentially going, can I move into that pen?
Can you move? Can you, let me move forward, and I'll let you do my secret ability.
But if you're taking it really seriously, the game is ruined because you know people are going to get cross. Why aren't you letting me into that pen? Blah blah blah. Or someone is going to get frozen out. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, so I think it does definitely.
Yeah.
Live or die on who you play it with, and the way you go into that game. Like nobody can be super competitive about it. Like we're all just here to have like a little bit of fun.
Yeah, I remember trying to play also like another one. Like I tried playing Survive Escape Atlantis, and I remember playing it with your dad and your sister's other half, and it was very like they were trying to math it out and stuff like that, and I was like, ha, it's a whale.
Because we always play that game as just like really
it's so
silly.
dumb. It's so dumb.
Like you just got eaten by a whale or a shark, or the whale just came knocked over your boat.
Or sea monsters appeared. Like
you know, there are some games where if you try to strategy it out, actually,
if you try to make it serious, it's dumb. It doesn't work, and like there are some games that are just so totally stupid. Moon Colony Bloodbath is another one of them that it's a good game. It came when the first time I played it, I loved it. Second time I enjoyed it. Continuous repetitive plays have kind of shown me that this game it's just the same. Yeah, the cards might come out in maybe a different order, but essentially not really.
But I think it's way more fun. And we might have said this before, but way more fun if you read the subtext on the cards.
Oh, yeah, you have to.
And you're like, oh my gosh, the robots are eating all the plumbing's gone wrong, or, you know, like, if you just play the cards for the sheer, like, card value.
What it says on the card, yeah.
It's just way boring.
Yeah, play the card, lose 3 people. Play the card, game this.
I'll lose 3. Like, no.
Yeah.
That's not exciting. But play with a group of people who want to send up the cards and be like, oh my gosh, you know, like essentially imagining you are a moon colony.
Yeah.
Then it's funny.
Yeah. And Deep Regrets is the same, isn't it? It's. I enjoyed Deep Regrets. Again, it's suffered the same fate as like Moon Colony. Like it's good, but limited by the cards, which we've spoken about before. But I think the expansion will help that. But again, it's getting into those flavor. I married a mermaid or something weird. Yeah, like
I ate my own toe.
Yeah.
Oh no, I've suffered regrets.
You can't. Yeah.
But if you're trying to keep all that information secret, like, no, I'm not going to tell you what kind of a regret this is because I don't want you to know that this is a 3 regret. You know, okay. But, like, it's way funnier to go, oh my gosh, I just ate or whatever it was.
Yeah. I
can't think of what the funny things were.
But it's quite a long game, and I think that's one of the criticisms of the game. And if you
go fishing and you end up with a boot.
Yeah.
You know, haha, I just went fishing and hauled up this human being, you know, like.
Yeah.
Like you send it up and the people you're playing with send it up, then it's a really funny experience.
Yeah. Yeah, you've got to
no, look at me, I'm going mad. Now I want to have all these crazy fish.
Yeah. You've truly got to really like get into the theme and just enjoy what you're doing and enjoy the experience of the people you're with.
I would say, like we've called a lot on Blood on the Clocktower. I know for ages and ages it was our favourite game. But I certainly think that the fun element of Blood on the Clocktower disappeared.
Yes.
So in the early days when we played Blood on the Clocktower, it was one to have a space where we could meet up with our friends that we didn't live nearby
and
play a game. Two, it was just an enjoyable experience where everyone kind of just took on a character, and it was like role play, a bit like Dungeons and Dragons. Kind of you're taking on your role for that hour or 2 hours that the game lasts, and it was just a bit of escapism from the real world. The issue then became people taking it too seriously, and that eagerness to win all the time, like I must win, or the rules to be followed to the letter of the law.
Yeah.
Just took some of the fun away from.
I think there's too many, like, they've stretched the characters list far too much now, for my personal opinion. It is a gate-kept game now.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of people that know the rules, and they will pick everybody up on them. They won't allow mistakes. And I think just some of
one that if you don't keep up with, like
it's a living game. It's a
shame because it was such a good game, but I think it does depend on who you play with. I still would choose to play in person because I think that is the best way to play it. But I think I always just want to play it for fun because it's silly fun, and it doesn't really matter whether you're on the winning side or the losing side. It's just, what happens and who can get away with what. And
it's a fragile area, and I think it's best played with friends who know that you're gonna get lied to.
Yeah.
But don't take it too seriously.
But it's not about you as a person.
But it's not you. You're not the person being lied to, and it sort of needs those.
Understanding,
and not everyone's going to believe you. That's the other thing as well. You're going to tell the truth, and people are not going to believe you, and it's going to feel like it's unfair. And I just think we've had a few. I'd almost say we've had more bad experiences recently with that game than good ones.
Yeah, it's a shame, really, but I think it does really depend on the group that you're playing with.
Yeah.
But.
I mean, I'll always still own it.
Yeah, it's still a good game.
Yeah, it's a good game. It's obviously it's a good game, but it's one of those ones that I think a lot of social deduction and that type of thing.
Well, I was going to say, it's sort of going back to where we started with the gateway games. There are certain games I don't really like. So, like Fake Artist in New York and things where I'm like the sole person who doesn't know stuff.
Yeah.
That makes me feel really awkward. I would never play one of those games with a newbie to...
No.
I mean, yes, they can be fun, and I have played it and I have enjoyed them, but they make me feel on edge.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be the one that people go, oh, well, it must be you because you just said a silly answer. Like,
yeah.
And that might just be me, but I think that I wouldn't choose those kind of games to play with.
No, I like but yeah, like I say, like a saboteur, fine.
Yeah.
One person, because you're not doing something. You're trying to you can lie in different ways, but drawing a picture where you have no idea what's happening, or saying an answer like in Chameleon, trying to guess when you have no clue at all, it's just a nightmare.
But, you were going to talk about Hit the Silk.
Hit the Silk is another one. I love Hit the Silk, and it's coming back to Kickstarter in February, so look out for that with simplified rules and exciting
Definitely
things.
Depends who you play with.
100%. Hit the Silk is a fantastic game. Hit the Silk is a movie, essentially. I've had some of the best gaming experiences playing Hit the Silk. And it is...
Want to explain what Hit the Silk is for those people who don't know?
If you do not know what Hit the Silk is you are on a money plane. You've stolen some money from the mob, but the pilot has shot the engine, jumped out with 2 parachutes or the remaining parachutes. So there's limited parachutes left. You either have to try and pool together to get a certain amount of money, jump off the plane, but the problem is there's not enough parachutes for everyone, or try and land the plane with enough money. There are different cards you can play, like a knife and threaten people to get money off them,
Poison
or a
people.
gun. You can poison people. You can handcuff yourself to people. And it's a really cool little mechanic. And every time you play a card, essentially the aeroplane drops in altitude. I think in the new edition, that mechanic is being changed. I think it's an end of round and it's dropping, but that's something look into. But I love it. But it has to be, you have to ham it up to the 10th degree. You really have to get into like this character, this storyline, because if you don't, there is a chance that you could just go, why don't we try and land this plane? Like,
And nothing happens.
then we don't have to argue about the parachute. We just go to the mini game that is rolling. So we get find the pilot's license, all work together. Let's all try and land this plane, and we win or lose together. You literally could do that in this game.
But I think that goes back to like some of the other games we talked about, where like it's not about necessarily winning.
No.
And I think there are some games where, yes, the ultimate goal is to win that game. And you're trying to do it through employing the best strategy you can. There are some games where I will play the same game over and over again because I want to improve my strategy. I'm not necessarily even winning the game each time.
Yeah.
I actually just want to improve my strategy.
Sometimes there are games like the White Castle.
Yeah, and I will play over and over again until I feel like I am being successful.
Yeah.
But there are other games where I feel like you almost have to say to the group of people before you start the game, look, this isn't a strategy game. This is, you shouldn't have to say it, but like, let's just have a bit of fun with this. You know, let loose, let it all hang out, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Not literally, because that would be weird up the...
Yeah, never hang things out of the board game night.
But, you know...
Especially with your mum on Christmas Eve.
Let's just not be cutthroat about it. Let's just have fun, weave a story, tell a story.
Yeah.
And see what happens. Because on those occasions, what you're left with is, and the same with Clock Tower, same with Hit the Silk, is you're left with a memory of an experience that you all shared that you can then go back, you know, the next game night. Do you remember we did this and this was awesome and you did this and you were poisoned and you know, and there's something to go back to. Otherwise, you might end up with like...
We played that game of Hit the Silk with Brad and Katie, and I was basically the ultimate villain in a movie. Like, I had the gun, I shot someone, so they had the thing, and we got all the way to the end, and then I got poisoned at the end and died.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, that was the perfect ending for my character that I'd created story in this game. Like,
and actually, we just laughed about it at the end.
Yeah. There was no better ending. It was so good. Like, the whole story that we created and crafted was like, this was the perfect movie ending for my villain character that I had created as we were playing. But when I started the game, I had no intention of being this villain. Well, then maybe I did. I had no intention of being this villain character, but I couldn't have dreamed how well it kind of all played out with us, like messing each other up and double-crossing each other and handcuffing each other to bodies and stuff. It was so good. It was really, really cool.
Do you know who likes messing about with stuff?
Who likes messing about with stuff?
Goblins.
Bloody goblins. I tell you, those goblins.
Oh, well, I bring important goblin news, I do.
Does ye?
One day I'll do an accent, but I haven't learned that yet.
Okay.
If your dice bag is emptier than a dragon's conscience, you need Mystery Dice Goblin, the only shop run with the exact level of chaos a true dice hoarder deserves. These shiny math rocks, they're glorious, sparkly, swirly, sometimes suspiciously cursed. You never know what you're going to get, which is exactly how goblins like it. It's like looting treasure, except you don't have to fight a troll for it. Feed your inner hoarder, grow your shiny collection, embrace the chaos. Go to Mystery Dice Goblin and let the goblin bless you with surprise dice that may or may not whisper to you at night.
That sounds like another ad read.
I'm so sorry.
That sounds like if you go to www.mysterydicegoblin's.com/get-into-games, you'd get like 10% off at Mystery Dice Goblin's website and get loads of great deals.
Lovely jubbly.
That does sound fun. So I would definitely go across to www.mysterydicegoblin's.com/get-into-games and get some real juicy, Brucey bonuses.
Okay, so we've talked about gateway games.
Yes.
We've talked about games that sing with the right players.
Yes.
There are certain games that don't feel that accessible for several reasons. Either
Scary.
the rule book is way too complicated. Some games are absolutely brilliant, but the rule book is like, I want to say a bad word. The rule book is
Hoops.
Essentially, yes, rubbish. And it holds you back from actually getting to the root of what the game is. If you are lucky enough to play a game like that with somebody who has pored over the rule book and understood what it was intending to say through all the, rubbish, then great. There are other games where you just look at the board and think, oh my God, I can't possibly play that.
Yeah.
So shall we talk about the two experiences where those things I would say are true, and how they were made accessible by potentially the people we played them with, or us?
I think there were two games that we're going to be talking about mainly, and I'll say both of them: Trickerion and Brass Birmingham.
Mm-hmm.
Trickerion has always been one of our bucket list games that we've always wanted to play. We were lucky to get a copy, a trader copy. We traded Transgalactica for Trickerion. One of us did really well on that trade, and the other person was Amy. So we did a really good trade, and we've always wanted to play it, but it was always looked at it at conventions and gone, whoa.
So I was going to say, the first time I saw Trickerion was at UKG, maybe the first year I went.
Yeah, it's a good few years back.
The person who was demoing it said, do you want to sit down for a demo of Trickerion? And I think I had the kids at the time. I was like, there is no way. I looked at the board and I was like, there is no way I can play that game.
Yeah.
Because, it looks busy. It looks heavy. I'm not sure, I don't think I could cope. Obviously, we've seen videos and playthroughs of people playing it, and I thought, well, I do like the theme of magic. I am now, I would say, more of a medium to heavy gamer. I do understand mechanics, so maybe, now would be a time to have a go. However, when you look at the board, it's just so overwhelming. I wasn't really sure what I was looking at. Having played it, the board is now beautiful. It's almost, I think it's like Victorian England, and it's maybe it's London.
Beige.
It's a town anyway, and all of the artwork on the board is like people going to theatres and going to the shops, and I get it now, but looking at it, I would have been like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
But essentially, when somebody has explained the game to you, there are about 4 actions you can take. Do the thing, do the thing, do the thing.
There are 4 worker placement locations you can go to. Each one of those worker placement locations has 4 spots. Those spots are based on turn order and how many little, who gets to go there first. Eventually will use their powered worker to do stuff. Mm-hmm. It's really simple. It's really simple. It
actually is surprisingly simple.
Yes.
So once we got into the nitty gritty of it, it must have been so simple because Amy and Liam taught it to us. We played it, and then the next morning we played it again.
Yeah.
Because we were like, absolutely love it.
Yeah.
And I reckon it's one that we could set up and be like, I know how to play that.
But what's interesting about it, though, is as much as we saw of it and watched of it and stuff like that, I still feel like we had to play it to learn it. I don't think watching a video and then getting it to the table would have, still don't think we would have, somehow it wouldn't have clicked. But when we were physically playing it, it clicked.
But the rule book is a little bit complicated.
Yeah,
if you don't
what
know,
it is.
I think sometimes rule books forget that you don't necessarily know what some things mean.
Yes.
or what they're referring to. So it's almost like the person's writing it as, they've obviously made the game, they know exactly what they mean by this certain action.
Yeah.
And you're like, say what?
Yeah.
Whereas when somebody else has explained to you, well, essentially you're going to this location or this location or this location, or you can pick up a card here. Right, I get that. Okay, so explain it to me in the mechanisms. What am I doing? Now I kind of understand, right, we're putting on a performance.
Yeah.
We're going to put on a show. We need to make these tricks. The tricks need to line up and match up so that it, makes a cohesive performance. I will get it now.
I think also there's like a million different like examples sometimes people put in instruction manuals. Like, so these are the steps on this worker placement area you can get. Here's 15 examples of what will happen if you go to that place. It's like, no, show me the places I can go, then give me the examples later on. Like, or a whole nother book of examples.
Playtesting is really important, but also giving people the chance to read the rule book and ask those questions like, what does that mean? Like, because I know like people like John from Triwin Games, like spent a lot of time trying to think about how to explain his game in the rule book.
Yeah.
And I do think that needs some thinking about, because it isn't as straightforward as just, I'll just write down the rules and someone will get it. It's quite a complex thing.
Yeah.
And it can stop people from enjoying a game.
Yeah, definitely. And I think on to the next part of the other game that we have always wanted to play more of. We played it once a few years ago.
We played half of it.
We played half of it once a few years ago. And no matter how many times we read the rulebook, no matter how many times we watched videos.
We set it up on the table so it was ready to go.
Nothing was sticking. It was just, I don't know how to play Brass Birmingham. I am so confused of what I'm doing or how I'm doing any of this.
I think we'd always go to start and then we'd have a question about something. And we'd go, I don't know, and then that would just put us off from playing it.
Yeah. Fine, maybe we're the only odd ones out.
It's a bit like Shutter Island.
Yeah.
That won't make any sense to anybody. How many times did we watch Shutter Island?
So many times. So many times.
We had to keep... This is an aside now, but we kept falling asleep during Shutter Island, so we'd watch different parts of it.
Yep.
And, I think we had to watch it about 5 or 6 times.
I think we watched it 5 or 6 times before we got to the end.
It wasn't even worth that. It wasn't even worth it.
That big twist. Oh, what a surprise. I telegraphed the surprise twist on the first viewing before I fell asleep. The first time. And then by the 5th time of falling asleep and actually getting to the end, it was like,
right.
Well, it was worth me not. This was worth 5 attempts, wasn't it?
Anyway,
I think it was definitely worth it. I think Brass is great.
That's another game that's overwhelming, though, because you get a whole board with all these buildings that you can place out, which are all in ordered number order, and you can only place out certain ones. And if you haven't got, the resources to play, you can only play out certain.
It's definitely more. It's more complex than Tricario.
Yeah.
There's a lot more. There are a lot more confusing things, like how can I spend my coal? Where am I connected? When can I spend coal from over here, and when can I not spend coal from over here? I've got to be connected down here. There's a lot more going on, a lot more to think about. But thematically, it's really good. It's like, okay, it's the number 1 board game of all time, whether it should be or not. It is.
And there's a new one coming up.
There is Brass Pittsburgh.
But I think that the accessible nature of it was through the people teaching us.
Yes.
Because, again, the rule book and the complexity of the game doesn't lend itself to being very accessible.
No.
But, sometimes it does take somebody else to teach it to you, and then, everything just clicks into place.
And the other thing I'll add as well, and I think what really, and why it clicked into place as well, and a lot of the time it's if Brian's like Brian always plays Blue, teaches us games, and I hope to try and do that other than SETI. We won't talk about SETI, but don't. The people who taught us the game aren't teaching us, but they're still hoping to win the game.
Yeah.
They're teaching it
I think that's important.
to level it.
Yeah.
That was accidental, the winning of SETI. I didn't mean to, but it was my best score ever, and I'm still proud of it.
Yeah.
But you teaching games is the really important part of that. To keep it accessible, to learn those heavier games, is you can't just teach it and then go, oh, by the way, this is how you win, and then just win the game.
I think also there's an element of, you don't want to tell people what to do, but you do want to point out a little bit, where they could do a better action than the one they're choosing to do.
Yeah.
I think sometimes that's nice. And I think John maybe does it, Amy maybe does it. You could do this and this would get you this.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. I hadn't seen that option. I might choose to do that. I might not choose to do that.
Yeah.
But at least you've shown me what is possible. Where, sometimes I think if people gatekeep games, like we talked about before, and try to keep certain elements that, you don't know that you can do this. That could really ruin a game for somebody, because actually the joy of playing the game with somebody is that you're all enjoying it together.
Yeah.
You're all having a laugh. When we played Brass, what did we start at 10 and finish at 1? Like, it's a 3 hours, you're committing to 3 hours of a game with people. And you want everybody around that table to finish that 3 hours and think, yeah, I'm really glad we spent 3 hours doing that together.
Yeah, let's play again. Yeah.
Not, oh my God, that was the longest 3 hours of my life. I never want to.
But it can really put people off of games. Like, we've had people who have had a really bad experience with Everdell. And I know Everdell's a subject matter that is 50-50. Some people love it. It's cool to hate it, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But we've had people had a bad experience, and then then I've taught it and played it, and it changes experiences and that kind of thing. And that teach is really important. That it's so valuable to actually enjoying a board game.
No. Do you know what's good?
What is good
to enjoy with a board game?
What type of board game?
Some Nidhogger Mead.
Nidhogger Mead?
So, I need to tell you about something that makes you feel like a Viking without having to grow a beard or pillage anything.
I have a beard.
Okay.
And I
you could get rid of the beard, maybe?
I haven't pillaged.
Okay. Nidhogger Mead, well, you did if you played Cult Express. But
okay.
Nidhogger Mead is smooth and honey-rich. You'll swear it was brewed by a dragon with excellent time management skills. The stuff tastes like victory, or at least like you almost went to the gym today. I don't think anybody went to the gym today.
No, I did.
Well, I think they might.
I went to the. Oh no!
They could have slid to the gym.
I went to the dump. That's not.
That's not the same.
No, it's
similar. It could be, but
Yeah.
It's bold, it's delicious, and it's way classier than chugging whatever mystery liquid is in the back of your fridge. So, if you want to upgrade your drinking game and impress your friends with something that sounds like it came straight out of a fantasy novel, grab a bottle of Nidhogger Mead to drink like a legend without having to fight one.
Sounded a bit like an ad read.
I don't know why you're telling people it's ads.
Well, I don't know.
It could just be me imparting knowledge.
Okay, well, that is good knowledge. But if I go to the website of Nidhogger and I type in the code "Get Into Games 10," am I or am I not getting 10% off?
You're getting 10% off.
I'm getting 10% off using the code "Get Into Games 10" at the Nidhogger website.
Yeah,
that's pretty good. So I'm going to head to the Nidhogger website right now. I'm going to fire it up on the old laptop machine.
Yeah,
and get 10% off the old mead.
Nice.
Yeah.
MOT time.
Memo Moo time. This is a new segment. Klaxon. This is called the Board Game MOT. We're going to look back into years gone by and look at some of the older games and see if they still stand the test of time or if there were any improvements to make. So we had a look back in our collection and we found some of the golden oldies.
Well, we're going to do one every podcast.
Yes.
Until we reach the golden newbies.
Yes. Let me talk to you about the board game Othello. Okay, Othello, or Reversi, was published in 18...
Reversi?
Well, In 1883, a game was invented by Lewis Waterman and John W. Motlett in 1883, and it was called Reversi. Both of these people claim to have invented the game, and both denounced each other as frauds because they both were saying, I invented it, no, I invented it. And I imagine they challenged each other to a duel and like smacked each other in the face with Nidhogger Mead and a leather glove. And in 1893, Ravensburger started producing the game of one of its first titles. Yes, the game was invented. Reversi was invented in 1883. Reversi was started to be produced by Ravensburger in 1893 as one of the first titles Ravensburger ever produced.
Nice.
Othello, the modern version that we know and love, was actually designed on Reversi's system. Reversi was basically sticks with a black end and a white end, and whoop, 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 flip, 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 flip. Now,
sticks? How did that work?
They were like checkers. Pointy sticks that you put in the elves.
Oh, yeah.
So, the modern version of the game was patented in Japan in 1971 by Satoshi Hasegawa. I do apologise for ruining your name, but you're also probably not listening to the podcast. The name Othello was selected as a reference to the play Othello by William Shakespeare, referring to the conflict between Othello and Iago, and the unfolding drama between Othello and Desdemona, with Othello being a black character and Desdemona being white. And also the board being green was there to symbolise the jealousy of Iago over
I did
Othello.
not know all this. You did research.
Depth of research.
Wow. I think round of applause there.
Thank you.
I
love that.
Book.
How many copies of Othello do you think have been sold worldwide?
50 million?
40 million.
Oh, I was close.
You gave it more credit than it deserves.
Oh.
Terrible Othello, garbage game. Let's put it in the bin.
40 million.
Pretty good.
That's good, yeah.
If you don't know what Othello is, it is a game that involves 64 identical discs, which are white on one side, black on the other side, as mentioned, on an 8x8 grid. You start with 4 in the middle, 2 pointing up white, 2 pointing up black, and you're placing a piece down, and essentially you're flipping the tiles. And the aim of the game...
I looked it up, and it's called flanking and flipping.
That's a bit rude. This is a family show.
Flanking and flipping.
I'm going to do some flanking and flipping later.
Hashtag flanking and flipping.
Yes, hashtag flanking and flipping, if you get this far. Yeah, and it's really cool. And there's there's a world championship.
Is
Othello. And there's some strategies that I've recently learned.
Oh no! So now when I play,
now I'm excited. It's going to be like a Beetle Bomb all over again. No, apparently, if you
don't tell the strategy.
Don't tell the strategy on the internet, because once I do,
it's out there for the world. Might want to play it.
We might. I don't know if the strategy works.
So this is one of those games that I had really.
Then on my notes it says discuss the game.
Oh, early on in my childhood, I always quite liked the fact that it had like a plastic cover that went over the discs that you like flipped and it sort of withdrew into itself.
Yeah, that's good, because that box that we've got is ruined beyond belief.
Yeah, well, it's really old.
Yeah,
it's almost like the ones that like where you had Frustration, where the children, like the 70s children, are going, I love this game.
Isn't the box like a royalty? Isn't it like a king's game? Isn't it like? Isn't it royalty on the box? Maybe. It's like a Viscount bar, the biscuit.
But I suppose it was the first abstract strategy game that I played with my parents and my sister, and I did quite enjoy it. And we've played it more recently.
Yeah.
I think it's like chess, and I think it has stood the test of time.
Yeah.
I think that it's quite a simple abstract strategy game, but talking about accessible, like I think it's accessible to anybody. You just teach them that they have to put their colours either side of your colours, and then you can flip everything.
Yeah.
It's quite satisfying to get because you can get 2 directions of flipping.
It's a very, very good abstract game.
You don't necessarily know who's going to win till near the end.
I think, dare I say, it's potentially a solvable abstract strategy game. Chess in its way is if you know that your horse is going to move in that direction, your little bishop thing's going to go like that. You can solve a win in 4-3, 3-4, 2-1-8 moves. I feel like you may well in checkers or Skipperty may be solvable, but
it still depends on what your partner does and where they put their piece.
Yeah.
And I still think there's a lot of unknowns. You can't necessarily just go, right, I'm going to do this, that, and the other to win the game. It's still back. And even if you don't win the game, it's still back and forth, isn't it?
I think it is probably one of those abstract games that I would say you could put with any abstract strategy game from the modern kind of board gaming hobby, as such. And you could, if it was made today, I'd believe you. If it was this is a brand new game, this is called Othello, this is what you do, I'd go, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I suppose it's like a show boot. I think they all are, those kind of abstract strategy games all have a historical background. They're not new.
No.
They all come from...
Yeah, everything is based on something that's originally... But I think Othello, from this point of how if it stands the test of time, it absolutely does. There's no
It doesn't need a theme. It doesn't have a theme. I think sometimes...
Abstract strategy games inherently don't have a theme.
But I think sometimes...
Cats on a bed.
Well, yeah, but I think sometimes in order to sell more copies of an abstract strategy game, a theme is added on the top.
Yes.
That's not needed.
Correct.
Because the joy is in the strategy.
Sometimes abstract strategy games will add a random piece of string or rope that you don't actually need in the game, which is fantastic.
But yeah, I think it doesn't need anything else. It's good as it is.
Yeah.
Although I did think of some things that you could do to it.
Ooh, what could you do?
If you were taking it to the garage and
alloys,
up leveling it,
18-inch rims.
Did you think of anything?
A spoiler
that you would do to?
I would. No.
Shall I tell you mine?
Okay. Tell me.
So I thought our version is plastic, isn't it?
Yes.
I think. So I thought in this day and age, probably wooden would be much more.
Yep.
People would be up for that, or rewood.
I'm sure there probably are.
Yeah, there probably are.
Yes.
I thought
giant.
A bit like we've got Smart Connect 4.
Yeah.
I thought you could have a smart version.
Okay.
So
you can play it solo, I guess.
Yeah, where the computer makes the next move.
Yeah, so Geico, get on that.
I thought, if you wanted to change it up a little bit, you could have some special spaces. So if you manage to flip on a certain space,
triple word score.
Not a triple word score, but do you know what I mean? You, I don't know, affected this square, so you get to put down 2.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's changing it too much. Changing the grid size.
Yeah.
So it's currently 8x8, but you could have a more challenging game 10x10 or a smaller game 6x6 or whatever. Challenges to I don't know, see who can do something the fastest or
grid pattern shapes Tetris.
Yeah.
Tetris shapes that you've got to create on cards that score you points. So if you create your colours while flipping them, if you can create these shapes or these clusters, you score extra points. That'd be quite cool.
And then it doesn't need it. But
it doesn't need anything.
Say you were trying to resell Othello, maybe you could theme it. You could have a Christmas Othello or a Halloween Othello, or
you could.
In those kind of or a neon disco Othello where you change the colours.
Yeah, I think you could retheme that kind of stuff, but as a game itself, it stands. It
passed the MOT, but if you wanted to
MOT.
add any extra bits, you could
definitely add. You could jazz it up, even if it's just jazzing up the board or the way the game's played. The travel version that's just made out of fuzzy felt. One side's white, one side's black, and then it'll just stick to the board. So if the car rocks, the aeroplane hits turbulence, your little bits don't go flying everywhere.
Fair enough.
And yeah.
Anyway, the tea's all gone. I enjoyed that tea very much.
It was nice. I think that's everything.
We've rabbited on for quite a lot of time.
We did rabbit on, but hopefully it was coherent-ish.
I liked the MOT section.
I did too. Next week will be a different game. If you've got any suggestions for an MOT,
so next
let us
week
know.
Is Q&A.
Next week is Q&A week.
So you need to be getting the questions in.
So if you've got any questions for the podcast, please...
The harder, the funnier, the better.
That's my Tinder profile.
I don't know. I don't want boring questions like, what's your pet flavour?
What's your pet flavour? Do not ask simple questions like what is your pet flavour?
No, that came out wrong. I don't want questions like what's your favourite player colour?
Are you telling me what your pet flavour is?
No.
Is that came out wrong?
Favourite player colour. That's boring.
Yeah.
I want
either,
questions that are hard to answer, that require a longer answer. Or no, you're just making fun of me.
No, that's because you've been on the day one.
Or, something that probes in a direction.
Oh, yeah.
That I
love probing.
I
love probing when I'm tasting my pets.
Anyway, I will let you collect those questions.
Thank you. So if you've got any questions, please drop them to us. You can send them to Get Into Games, craig.duncton@getintogames.co.uk.
Or just message on
Don't
Instagram.
do that. Message on Instagram via DM or wherever you're listening to this. Leave it in the comments below this video, wherever you're listening, and I'll collate them. Leave your handles and your names, and we'll mention you on the podcast. If you want to shout out, we'll shout you out like this. Like that. That's me shouting.
If you want one of my awesome ad reads.
If you want an awesome ad read, let us know. If you want some peanut butter and jelly mix.
Oh, and Time Troopers might be coming soon.
And Time Troopers is coming soon.
Hey.
Look after yourself.
There's going to be an episode on that, isn't there?
There's going to be one episode on that. And look out for another. There might be a bonus episode as well coming out between now and the Q&A. I don't know if that's going to happen. Or might happen afterwards before we do our roundup for the month. We're almost at the end of January. I mean, we're not.
What?
But we are, kind of. We may as well be at the end of January.
Right.
All right, remember
to
get into Othello, the Shakespeare play, because it's really good, actually.
Okay. Remember to get into flanking and flipping
with peanut butter.
And probe away.
Remember to probe your the favourite flavour of pet.
Love you all.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Remember to get into
James. Goodbye.